home science test?
It was good.
It was good.
Yeah.
Okay.
The essay one was took a while.
Lengthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a lengthy question. I have not checked your papers yet, but I'll check and then we will discuss it once I've checked the paper.
Yeah.
And Megan, you are yet to send me the paper, so send it to me today. Okay. Okay. We were doing the environment chapter. Let me just open it. Hmm. Now, we did the sources of air pollution. We saw the sources. Then we studied the air pollution in detail. Source of air pollution in detail. We saw what are its effects. What are the ways in which we can control it? Now, we have activity 6.1. True or false? Did we do true or false? Okay, yes, we did. We did this. Today we will start with another type of pollution called water pollution. Water pollution is the contamination of water, okay, by various factors. It can be dumping of waste into the river bodies, okay, water bodies, the rivers, seas, oceans. It can be the bathing of animals in the water, in the lakes and all. It can be different activities that we do that leads to the contamination of water. Many of us receive safe water for drinking from taps. It is sent to your houses after cleaning by the municipal authorities. It is also treated to kill the germs. Can you list the characteristics of this water? It is water which has no taste, smell, color, dirt, or germs. You know the water that we drink at our homes, water that we drink at our homes doesn't has any color, okay, odor, taste, smell, or germs. Okay, because it is safe water and we drink it, it is fit for drinking. Usually, the water that's contaminated also changes color. Like if it is dirt, it will become brown. If it is the waste, it will become black. Sometimes, due to the decaying or dead fish in the oceans and seas, it becomes greenish. The water, the blue water, turns greenish in color. So water does changes color. Also, the taste also it also changes taste. Contaminated water tastes bad. And also is there if you've been near a water body which has all the dumped garbage or garbage around it and all, some lake or somewhere, you must have had the water that is smelling. Not the garbage I'm talking about near the water, but the water is actually stinking. Okay, because it's contaminated. Then there is germs that are present in contaminated water. Now, polluted water may be colored because it has suspended particles, a foul smell, and a bad taste. Okay, it has all of those things. Polluted water. Okay, colored, suspended particles in it, foul smell, and a bad taste. Do you know that all water is not safe for drinking or even for performing other chores in the house? Unfiltered water from a tap in a public park is muddy and smelly. Okay, and sometimes it also has solid particles. Water from well, hand pump, pond or river may also have some or all of these characteristics. So, water that we draw from the well, because it is coming from the well, it might have some dust particles. Okay, some suspended dust particles from the hand pump also, then from the pond and river also. It may have some particles and all germs also. And you would not like to use this water for drinking, cooking, or even washing your clothes and utensils because this water is polluted. We don't really use polluted water for drinking, for doing anything. Right now, the water that comes in our homes, okay, or the purification of water, it is a process, okay. It is a whole system that is there for the purification of water that takes place. It undergoes the process, okay, different filtration processes. It undergoes all of it, okay. Like it is also divided in levels, level 1, 2, 3, like that. The first level, all the hard impurities are removed. Then this next levels, they work on the minor impurities to remove them, boil it, heat it up, kill the microorganisms, and in all of that process, the water is made fit for drinking. Okay. Now, what are the sources of water pollution, or what things cause water pollution? Domestic waste. Domestic waste is generated through various household activities. That the waste that is generated in our homes. It causes pollution when it is disposed of in a nearby water source, that is river, lake, or pond. Sources of water also get polluted when they are used for bathing, animals, washing clothes, and washing self after def- defecation. Very often, garbage is also disposed of in this source of water. All these cause water pollution. We throw our garbage in the water, okay, bathing of the animals in the water, washing clothes, washing. Some people also go at the lake to take a bath if it is close to their homes, which should not be done, okay, because it pollutes the water bodies. So, domestic waste. Then there is industrial waste. If you've seen a lot of pipes from the industries, they directly open in a river or a lake that is nearby to the industry. Their waste, so that the waste materials from the industry directly goes into the water bodies. It contains harmful and toxic substances, and it causes water pollution. Then there are agricultural waste, chemical fertilizers, and pesticides that are used in agricultural farms. In case of rainfall, the runoffs from these agricultural fields get mixed with water, causing the water to pollute, which in turn pollutes the water sources such as rivers, streams, and lakes. What is a runoff? A runoff means that when rains happen, when rains happen, the water gets collected in the fields. Okay. And then it gets collected in the fields. Now, fields have chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Now, all that water is contaminated. So, the farmers make a runoff, means they make a, like, if the water is collected, they make a thin channel like that. Okay, they dug a little and make a thin channel. So from that channel, the water that's collected in the fields it has a runoff, and then they connect this channel to the nearby water body. So it directly goes into the lake or the water body that is nearby, to a lake in a river or something. Okay. If it is not a lake or river, then too it just goes into their well or something like that. Okay.
Isn't that bad?
It's bad. Yeah, it's bad. The water is bad because rainwater is not exactly bad, but the water that has collected into that field is bad
Yeah.
because it is mixed now with the fertilizers and pesticides that were sprayed on the field. That is why. Also, rainwater is also not completely pure. Okay,
Yeah.
because when it is falling down, in the time when it is falling down, the atmosphere has a lot of dust particles, a lot of dust and small particles of dirt and all. Also, it has like a lot of things in the atmosphere. Okay, flying insects are there. Okay, so all of that gets mixed with the rainwater. If we cannot directly collect the rainwater and drink it, okay, directly. No, because it has all of those contaminants present in it. You should first filter the rainwater. If you are collecting it, it should go through the filtration process and then we can drink it. Okay? Then
Yeah.
oil spills. Sometimes oil from tankers spill over large areas of sea. This also causes water pollution. It affects the plant and animal life present in water. Plant and animal life present in water. Um, oil maybe it's talking about the transportation of oil that takes place through the sea. Sometimes the oil may fall into the sea. Also, sometimes the ships and all, they like release all these gases or some things into the water when they are like moving forward. Okay, due to that also the contamination might happen. So a lot of like humans, when people go visit the beach and the sea, they throw all their wrappers and all in the water. Whatever they're eating, they're throwing in the water. The drink cans, okay, bottles, wrappers, and things, they all dump it in the water. Okay, that is
Yeah.
also another for water pollution.
Yeah.
This is water pollutants. Okay, an image of water pollutants. A woman there is washing clothes. Cow there is bathing in the water. Factory has a pipe. The factory has a pipe that is running directly into the water. Washing of clothes, bathing of the animal. Then there is garbage also that people have thrown directly into the water. All of these are the pollutants of water. Pollutants means those things that pollute the water. Okay. Then what are the effects of water pollution? Who gets affected by water pollution or by polluted water? All of those people who consume this water, that is human beings, animals, and plants. You must have read in the newspaper, particularly in rainy season, that in a particular locality, a large number of people have suffered from cholera or gastroenteritis. Often, it is reported that the major cause of such epidemics is non-availability of clean water in that area. Now, usually this happens with a lot of people living in slum areas. A lot of people who live in slums. Okay, why? Is because they don't have the availability of clean drinking water. In villages also, in some villages, okay, this happens because village people and these people don't like, they are not very aware of um, like drinking. They just want to drink water, so they drink what's available to them without checking that if it is safe, fit for drinking or not, because they are in a desperate condition for food and water. So whatever it's available, they drink, and because they do, and because the fit water, like safe water, not available for them, they suffer diseases, and not only like one or two, but the whole families of some village, the whole slum area may suffer these diseases, waterborne diseases. Okay, and that happens. So that is why it is essential for the state governments to see, to check if safe drinking water is available in all of the villages of the states. Then the when we drink unsafe water, it causes diseases like cholera, typhoid, diarrhea, and dysentery. Bathing in polluted water causes skin diseases and allergies. When we take a bath in this polluted or unsafe water, it can also cause skin allergies, a lot of skin allergies, a lot of diseases. Okay, so that is there. Then plants and animals, such as fish, seaweeds, and sea plants also get affected by polluted water. You know, a lot of fish die because of polluted water, because of all the chemical that is there in the water. It it causes difficulty for them to breathe. Yeah, because fish, they breathe with what? They breathe with the oxygen molecules that are dissolved in water. When this water has all these chemical waste and substances in it, the oxygen molecule level that is there will increase, will deplete, and when they take in those chemicals, the fish die. A lot of fishes die. Okay, and this dying of fish makes the water even more polluted because their bodies are lying there in the water. So it makes the water more polluted, and then more fish die. So that thing happens. So that is so water pollution should be controlled. Now they die because they cannot breathe without oxygen. Like I said, that they need oxygen that is dissolved in water. Now that is why we should know what are the ways through which we can control water pollution. Now, there are some ways. Make sure that untreated sewage water is not thrown into the sources of water. Okay, untreated sewage water will have a lot of sewage, will have a lot of all the faces and all the dirt and everything. So when it is untreated and it's directly discharged into the sources of water, it will contaminate the whole source of water. If it's directly discharged, if the sewage pipe is directly coming into a river, the river will get contaminated. Okay, and from rivers, a lot of people fill their drinking water. A lot of people, animals drink from it. Okay, fishes are living in it. Fish are living in it. Then industries should not be allowed to throw untreated waste into the river or pond. Industries, they carry chemical waste. Their waste is usually chemical in nature. Okay, it has harmful elements, harmful components it's containing. So when it's directly discharged, it will contaminate the water bodies. They should not be allowed to do this. Defecation in open and near the water source should be discouraged. Use latrines for defecation. Okay, people who fresh up in open areas or directly in water bodies or near the water bodies, that should be controlled or banned, discouraged. Okay, the use of latrines for doing it should be made compulsory. Then latrine soakage pits, dumping grounds, and landfills should be far away from sources of water. Okay, dumping grounds, soakage pits are all the landfills, are all where people dump the garbage. So they should be far away from sources of water. Or what will happen that all that microorganisms from that will go into the water, or like the water will get infected. Then bathing, washing clothes or bathing animals in or near the harvested water sources should be banned. Rainwater in special ponds or wells should be used for washing clothes and bathing animals. Okay, then rivers and seas should not be used for disposal of garbage. If you're using a well or a pond as your source of water, see that it has a concrete wall or a parapet and a proper puka or foam flooring around it. Okay, so we have the puka. I'll look up puka again. Okay, I'll check puka. Now, it means that if you're using a well or a pond as a source of water, it should has a firm flooring so that the water doesn't seep into the ground and mix with all the dust and all. It should have a good flooring, a pakka flooring, also a good wall around it so that other things don't just fall into your water storage tank or something. Okay. Then water should be stored in clean containers which are kept covered. Use a ladle with a long handle to take water out from its container. Never dip your hand in the water. So if you've seen, we use this in our homes. Okay, what's a ladle? A device like this which has a long handle. Okay, I use this in our homes, right? We dip only this portion. We dip only this portion in the water. Goes in, take the water out with it. Okay, like also we like whatever quantity we need. If it's like half filled, then we dip a little of the handle, but we don't dip our hands in water. We shouldn't dip our hands in water because we use our hands to do all the work, and it might be that we think that a hand is clean, but not actually. It might be that it's not actually clean. Okay, so we should not dip our hands in water. Also, the when we're storing water, we should always keep it covered so the bees and mosquitoes and flies and things don't go in the water and contaminate it. Okay, then make a survey of 10 houses to list the ways of storing drinking water or making water safe for drinking. Classify them into the correct and incorrect ways. This is an activity that you can try out. Okay. You can check how people are storing the water, and you can classify if they are storing it in the correct way or not. Any doubt till now? We did sources of water pollution. We did effects of water pollution. and ways to control water pollution. Any doubt, any question? No? Okay. Okay. We will move on to some interest questions. What is safe for human consumption only when it is free of?
All of the above.
All of the above. Very good. Then, domestic waste causes water pollution by discharging.
B.
Yes. B. Wastewater from toilets, bathrooms, kitchen, etc. into water sources such as rivers, lakes, and ponds, etc. What is the meaning of domestic? Means our homes. Okay.
Got it.
Then, washing clothes near a water source is harmful because the dirt and soap released
A.
I think it's D. Okay. Absorbed by the soil to reach subsoil water. Okay. Beneath the soil also there is water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beneath the soil there is water. So when they dug wells, they locate a spot that they locate that where in the soil below is water. In that spot they dig a well. Okay. Then it is like not easily found, like you dig a hole and you'll find water. Okay, not that easy, but yeah, it should be a little deep. Okay.
Yeah.
Some places 2 feet, around 3 feet, water comes out. Some places, like the wells that I've seen, 15 feet, 20 feet below the ground, below the soil, they have water. Okay. And left behind to create slush. If we, it creates a slush, the mixture of that soap, white color, so water mixture kind of thing. So it is left, it creates that when we wash clothes near a water source, a slush responsible for doing all of the above. How do oil spills in water bodies affect the plant and animal life present in them?
It goes in the water, and that water isn't good for the animals around it
Mm-hmm.
and for the plants, so it kills them.
Yes, it makes the water unfit. Okay, it contaminates the water. Okay,
Yeah.
for the animals, and it also causes, when the water is contaminated, the animals have difficulty breathing. Those who are living inside the water. So all of these reasons makes like affect the plant and animal lives present in them. Then next we have soil pollution. Okay, we did water pollution. Have you like seen water pollution nearby or any place, any water body you've actually seen these happening?
Like people throwing stuff.
People throwing stuff or factory pipes going into water bodies or bathing of animals in the water.
I've seen people throw food for the fishes, but that also kind of pollutes the water at the same time.
Food for the fish. That depends on what food are they throwing for the fish.
Like they throw like
If they are
random chudas. I'm like, I don't think
random
fish chudas.
fish, if they're throwing in random things, okay, chips and things, random things in the water, then there is contamination. But if they are throwing fish food, little atta balls, okay, balls made of dough that the fish eat, or the fish, some food that the fish eat, then that's okay because fish will eat it. But if they're throwing random food stuff that the fish might not even eat, will contaminate the water. Okay. We have a lake here in Ajmer. It is known as Anasagar Lake. Okay. It is a man-made lake, very old, and it is badly contaminated. At this point of time, it's badly contaminated because people throw a lot of garbage in it. Okay. And people they like dump their things in the, also they throw things in it and all. It is like now the condition is that it used to be like in back years back, it used to be a good spot for evening walks and like spending morning time, evening time. It's a good place. Okay, has a little pathway all around it, lights and everything. But the water smells so bad that you cannot stand there now. Like now, that's the condition presently. Back years back when we used to go when we were kids, it was better, but now it has gotten worse. The lake. Okay, then I visited some villages. So at that time, I've seen a lot of this thing, animals bathing in the lakes. That I've seen in villages. Okay. That all the village people take all their buffaloes into the lake. The buffaloes are sitting in the lake nicely, okay, but they don't realize the contamination that they're doing to the lake. Okay, so that thing is there that I've seen. So those are all like water pollution that happens. Now, soil pollution. Soil pollution can be defined as change in the physical, chemical, and biological nature of soil to the extent that it has a harmful effect on human beings and other living beings. What is the meaning of change in physical, chemical, and biological nature of soil? What do you understand by this statement? Can you tell me?
Mm,
Okay. Physical nature is basically the physical state of soil. Okay, it is changed. It is changed when soil pollution takes place. Okay, it can be that the soil has dispersed totally. Okay, chemical change is change in the chemical nature of the soil. Like if a lot of pesticides and all are grown in the soil, then the pesticides are put in the soil for the plants. Okay, chemical ones. Then the nature of the soil will become chemical. Okay, it will have a lot of chemical content in it. Okay, it will turn acidic. Okay, a lot of chemical content in the soil will be there. Okay, that is the chemical nature, change in the chemical nature. What is biological nature? Biological nature is when the soil is contaminated, it becomes infertile. Infertile means that it is unfit for the plants to be grown in. Unfit for the plants to be grown. Physical means change in the physical property of soil. Chemical means change in the chemical content or chemical property of the soil. Biological nature means change in the ability of soil to grow plants. Okay, for the plants to be grown in it. Change in that capacity of the soil. Okay, because we know that soil, also different soils are good for different types of plants. Now, these soils should be fertile, like they should have the ability to grow plants. But when there is a lot of use of chemicals on the soil, it loses that capacity. It loses that capacity to grow plants, for plants to be grown on it. That is biological nature, the soil that has become infertile. Okay. Now, soil becomes polluted when waste from factories in the form of chemicals and metals are not disposed of properly. Some chemicals can make the soil totally infertile. If insecticides, pesticides, and fertilizers are added in excess, then they penetrate into the plants or fruits and vegetables growing nearby. Also, do you know that when like the people who use all these chemical insecticides, pesticides, fertilizers in the soil and our plants, they take up the nutrients from the soil. Okay, they take up the nutrients from the soil or the water that is present in the soil. Okay, they use that up, and when they use this water up through the roots, okay, and the water is mixed with a lot of chemical substances, the chemical substances go into the plant, and then when the fruit or vegetable grows on it, it goes into it. When we eat it, when we people eat it, it can affect us. Okay, it can enter, the chemicals can enter our digestive system, and they can make us sick. Okay. Also, some people, they use chemicals to grow things, to grow plants and vegetables and fruits. They put injections into the vegetables and fruits and all to make them appear bright, to ripen them faster, okay, make them grow in a bigger size, because that's what attracts us. That vegetable that looks good, an apple that looks very red, okay, an apple that's in a good size and shape and color, bright color. That's what we would want to buy. But sometimes it's not what it looks like. It may be possible that behind that beautiful big size and bright color, it is might be possible that they have grown it using chemicals, by inserting chemical into the apple, right? So that is possible. Then last week, Ramesh's son fell sick with stomach disorder. The doctor told him that it was due to his moving barefoot on the soil. When the garbage left in the soil, it rots and it becomes a breeding ground for insects, worms, and germs. There may be disease germs already present in the garbage. When people defecate and urinate on the soil, then the dirt, germs, and worms are generated. When somebody is walking barefoot on the soil, these germs and worms enter their system and cause stomach disorder. They enter into animal and plant systems also through food chain, thus infesting all living beings. How do they enter through food chain? Imagine that um, imagine that a plant is infected, okay, or a plant has is grown by this thing, the chemicals and all. Okay, then that plant and all is fed. Okay, is fed by the deer. Okay, is fed by the deer. And you know, some people they eat the deer. When they eat the deer, when they are eating the deer, it will enter their system and they'll get sick. That is the food chain. Okay, because we people are the last consumers of the food chain. Okay, the last end of the food chain, and it can be hens also. Okay, we consume chicken, so it is possible that the chicken ate something that was grown using chemicals, and then the chicken goes inside us, and then we will get sick if that is chemically like that. Also, when we eat meat, mutton, okay, that is a goat, and when the goat eats a plant that is infected, that is a food chain. Like plant is eaten by goat, goat is eaten by humans. Okay, so goat will get us, we will get sick. Okay, that thing is there. Now, you must have observed that defecating and urinating in the open is a common practice in India. A lot of people in the village do this, okay, in the open, in the fields, okay, and in their like outside their homes and all. The urinate and excrete may contain germs and worms which enter the soil and pollute it. If it rains, then the dirt flows with the water in the nearby source of water. Some people have a bad habit of spitting also anywhere and everywhere. If you've seen this spitting, their spits and their whatever they're eating, okay, then this sputum not only spoils the surrounding but may carry disease germs. What is sputum? Sputum is the spit that they do. Okay, that
Yeah.
amount of spit. It
Especially
may dry
rickshaw
up and
drivers.
rickshaw drivers, yes, rickshaw
Uh,
drivers, bus drivers. Okay, a lot
yeah.
of people doing it. It will dry up and disappear, but the germs remain and they pollute the soil. Okay, they pollute the soil. Also, urinating in public places in the open is common. In the cities also, it's common. Not just the villages, but cities also. Okay, which causes pollution. Okay, land pollution and soil pollution. Then, what are the effects of soil pollution? You have read that improper disposal of domestic waste, defecating, urinating, and spitting in the open are all sources of spread of disease germs and worms into the soil. You also know that when we walk barefoot on the soil, these germs enter into our body and eventually makes us sick. Very often, industrial and agricultural wastes leave harmful chemicals in the soil. Sometimes the waste from the industries and agriculture. Okay, the farmers also they just dump the waste into the farming land. Okay, when they are not farming there, okay, that also leads to soil pollution. Um, they leave harmful chemicals in the soil. Also, plants and vegetables grown in such a soil absorb these chemicals, and animals and human beings who consume these plants may fall ill. Then there are some ways which are mentioned to control soil pollution, which we will talk about tomorrow. Okay? Today's work is do the test. Tomorrow
Wait.
means Monday.
Yeah.
Monday.
Yes.
Because tomorrow is Saturday, Sunday is your weekend. So Monday we will meet and we will continue.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah. Please do the English test. I'll send the papers to you all.
Yeah.
Okay? Your English test is up.
Thank you,
See you
ma'am.
all
Bye bye.
Monday weekend. Bye.